Hey guys, I am Balkesh Chahar. I have pursued my BTech in Mechanical Engineering from JECRC College Jaipur. I have qualified GATE exam 4 times and also I have cleared the written examinations of ISRO, BARC, Coal India, RRB and various other technical examinations, FCAT also. I have 2 years of teaching experience. So today we are going to see two strength of material problems. So we are going to solve them and we are going to see the concept associated with those questions also. So let's see them. So in first question we have been given that a homogeneous simply supported prismatic beam of width b and depth d and span l. So let's draw that first. So we have been given that it's a simply supported beam with length L and its cross section is, its width is B and depth is D. That is its cross section, and it is subjected to a concentrated load of magnitude P. It's a concentrated load and load can be placed anywhere along the span of the beam. That means we have been given the freedom that we can assume concentrated point load P acting anywhere. So for my convenience, I am assuming that this P load is acting on midpoint, because by doing that we can see we will see that calculation will get much easier. So I am assuming it at midsection. So first of all, I am going to mark this A, B and this is at C. So we are going to find the reactions of A point and B point. So RA plus RB is equal to P. So since it's a symmetric problem, load is acting at midpoint, so we know RA and RB will be equal, that will be P by 2. So we have asked that the maximum flexural stress developed in a beam. So when in question they are talking about flexural stress, that means we will need to find the maximum bending moment first acting on the cross section of this beam. So first I am going to find the shear force diagram. So here reaction is P by 2. Here also reaction is P by 2. So shear force diagram is going to be P by 2 in positive direction, as it is acting on clockwise direction, P up to here. So here it is a concentrated point load, so it is going to be a vertical line, and then here and here P by 2 is acting on in anti-clockwise direction, so it's going to be like this. So it is positive P by 2 and it's negative P by 2. So now we are going to see the bending moment diagram. So here we will see that maximum bending moment will be here in midsection. That will be the reaction at A into distance of reaction A from the midsection. So bending moment C will be P by 2 into distance, that is L by 2. So bending moment at C is going to be PL by 4. That is going to be the maximum bending moment here on in this situation. So I am going to draw the bending moment diagram. Here it is point C, A, B and C. So here bending moment is PL by 4. So there is extra point here. Whenever we are given that there is a only point load is working on the beam, then the shear force diagram is going to be constant. And when shear force diagram is constant and only bending moment is acting, so bending moment diagram is going to vary linearly. That's why I have drawn it linearly. So now we know the basic bending moment equation, that is M by I is equal to sigma B by Y is equal to E by R. So in question we have been asked the maximum flexural stress. So we have to find out this. We have already calculated this M here. I is the moment of inertia of this beam about neutral axis. So this is the neutral axis of this beam. So what is going to be I? that is a rectangular beam. For that there is a standard result, that is BD cube by 12, that is I. Y is going to be D by 2. We have all these three values and we have to calculate this. So I am going to put these values in this equation, that is PL by 4, I is BD cube by 12, and sigma B, and Y is D by 2. While we calculate that, after cancel out the respective terms, we will get that sigma B is equal to 2 by 3 P upon BD square. Sorry, it is going to be 3 by 2. That is the just basic calculation. So this is the answer of question number 1, and there are options are given, so D option is going to be correct here. So that is the solution of question number 1, and this was the extra point of this variation of this shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. So now we are going to solve the problem number 2. So let's see that. So in problem number 2, what we are given is that if a beam of rectangular cross section is subjected to a vertical shear force V, there is a rectangular beam. Question number 2. Let's suppose this is a beam, and this is subjected to a vertical shear force V. So I am going to draw the cross section of this beam here on bigger form. Let's suppose its width is B and depth is D. So that is the basic thing that is given. Now it is asking that the shear force carried by the upper 1/3 of the cross section. This is our cross section. So upper 1/3 of this cross section is carrying shear force. So we have to find out the value of that. So first let me mark the d by 3 of this portion. Total distance is d, so this is going to be d by 2. We have to find in this section d by 3. Here we have to find the shear force. So this distance is going to be d by 6. Whenever they are asking about the shear force in a beam, so there is basic equation for that. That is shear force is equal to P upon INA into AY bar by B. That is the basic equation. Here P is the load acting, that is V given here in this question. IN is the moment of inertia about this neutral axis, that is BD cube by 12. A here is area of this hashed cross section, not of whole cross section. This is the area where we have asked the shear force. So this is the area of the hashed cross section. What is Y? Y is the distance of center of gravity of this hashed portion from the neutral axis. This is the Y bar. So we are given with the rectangular cross section in the question. So for that we have standard or generalized equation of shear stress, that is 6V in terms of P here, 6V upon BD square D by 2 curl square minus Y square. That is the generalized equation of this shear stress variation in a rectangular cross section. This is only valid for rectangular cross section. So one extra point in this, apart from this question, where we can notice that the shear force variation is according to parabolic. Tau is directly proportional to Y square. So if in question some other question it is asked that how shear force shear stress variation takes place along this cross section, that is going to be parabolic. Shear stress distribution is going to be parabolic. Now we are not asked shear stress, we are asked shear force carried by this 1/3 of this portion. So shear force, if we want to calculate the force, then that is going to be dF is equal to tau into dA. Shear stress into area is going to be force carried by this cross section. Why we are taking this dF and dA, why not F and A? Because when we move further from this neutral axis, this area is decreasing. Here it is going to be like this. If I move forward, then area is going to decrease like this. So further it is decreasing. So I am going taking this dA. So what is going to be dA? dA is equal to B into B is the width, that is constant, but this y, this is changing in y direction, that is dy. I am assuming it, this is variable, so I am taking it dy. So we are going to put this dA here, so it is going to be like this. dF is equal to 6V upon BD square, d square by 4 into minus y square into b into dA here, b into dy. So I can cancel out this b term with this. So dF equation will be dF is equal to 6V upon d square by 4. I am going to multiply dy into this term, that is dy minus y square dot dy. So this is the variable form of force. We can calculate at any section, but in this problem we are asked in this 1/3 of this section only. So we are going to calculate by integration this further by putting the limits. So here, so what are going to the limits? What are going to be the limits? So dF is equal to 6V upon d square by 4 into dy minus y square dot dy. So why this where this section is varying from dy 6 to this dy 2. So what are the terms of this y? What are the limits of this dy? From d by 6 to d by 2. This is to be observed that these limits are going to be the limits of this hashed section only, nothing else. So 0 to force will be a force, 0 to F. So from there, now we integrate it. F is equal to 6V upon d square, that is constant, so I am bringing it outside. D square by 4 dot y minus y cube by 3, and limits are d by 6 to d by 2. When we solve this by calculation, so force is coming out to be 7V by 27. So this is going to be the answer of this problem number 2. So these were the two basic problems of strength of material. I hope you liked it, and also I hope you like the extra points associated with that we have discussed with these questions. Thank you.